Okay, we're gonna talk about Brody's Challenge. This is the title of my story, and just with the title of the story and the photograph right here, I think that this is just a realistic fiction kind of story. Okay, when I'm reading realistic fiction, um, I know that they're gonna ask me for a theme. There will be underlined words so I can infer their meaning using words in context or context clues. I know there's going to be a question about the summary of the story, and I'm going to think about those things while I read. And I know that every paragraph that I read, I need to underline some keywords or write down some notes and use all my strategies while I read to connect to the story. Because in the test, I'm going to have to read a lot of stories, and most of the kids that do not find all the correct answers in the test have said that they felt at the time very tired. So I need to also learn strategies to just close my eyes, relax a little bit, and then keep on reading. Because it's not that I don't know the answers, it's that maybe I get tired. So we need to practice sustaining reading for long periods of time, and it is something that you can develop if you read every day. So let's see. Number one, this is awesome. The girl next to Brody said, okay, I have a character right here. I'm going to underline that. And I know that there's a girl and a Brody, and I can't relate to characters to the drawing over here. I'm going to go back and start again. This is awesome, the girl next to Brody said as they stepped onto the flight deck on the USS Lexington. Okay, this is important. This actually existed. I remember reading about this in one of the social studies books. So it could be maybe something about historical fiction. Let me keep reading. This is going to be the best summer camp ever. Wait until I tell everyone I spent 5 days on a real Navy aircraft carrier. Alright, I'm going to underline that. I know the word carry, so carrier could be the thing where they place all the airplanes. And let me look at the picture. I can see some airplanes in there, and wait, it's like a sheep at the back. But in the background, I can see a sheep. So there you go. It's like a big boat where they can place all the airplanes and they can transport them overseas. That is the Navy aircraft carrier. There you go. Okay, so I have read passage 1 and I underlined the most important things and I connected to the story. So let's see. Number 2. Brody glanced around the enormous ship. There you go. I'm confirming what I was thinking. It is a big ship, as the drawing helps me understand. And I know that glance means that looking around. Well, looked. He had to admit that the girl was right. This camp will be the perfect start to summer. There you go. They're in the summer vacation. If anyone needed a break from school and its endless rules, it was Brody. I wonder why. Number 3. Just then, a short, stern-looking man walked over and barked. Well, this means, I don't know, he's not a dog, but it means that he was saying these words like in a very, strong manner. I don't know. Let's see. I'm Captain Nelson. Welcome, recruits, to the USS Lexington. Line up. There you go, like an order board. Number 4. Let me go back. Number 3, I need to underline this character's name, and he's a captain. Here we go. Number 4. As the kids scrambled to form a line, Captain Nelson looked at Birdie and shouted, "Tuck in that shirt." Oh, there you go. There have rules in there. So he has to tuck in the shirt. Oh my God, tie your shoe. You're a guest on one of the greatest aircraft carriers in the history of the United States Navy history. There you go. So this confirms what I was thinking at the beginning. So it actually exists. This ship has survived many battles. Thousands of fighter planes have safely landed on this very flight deck. Thousands of brave men and women have proudly served on this ship. Have some respect. Oh my God, he's tough. This character is tough. And you know what? He's right. Well, number 5. Birdie's good mood was swept away. Yeah, of course. Because he was thinking like, oh, it's going to be a great camp. I want to do whatever I want. But guess what? There are rules. And he doesn't like that apparently. Oh, this is interesting. Like a leaf on a windy day. This is figurative language. So, a leaf on a windy day, the leaf travels a lot on a windy day and goes everywhere, so there is no good mood anymore. He barely listened as Captain Nelson explained that he will divide the kids into teams, each with its own leader. The teams will rotate between several training stations, learning different skills at each station. Birdie's mood did not improve when he was assigned to a team with the girl standing next to him. Oh, we don't know. Have you noticed that we don't know the girl's name? So they don't know each other. She just happened to be there. He didn't want to be in the team with a girl he didn't know. I'm going to underline that. There you go. She's introduced in the next paragraph. I'm Cynthia, she said excitedly. Well, she's happy. I hope we get the tie knots. I'm good with knots. Well, that's good to know. Next paragraph. Paragraph 7. You, said Captain Nelson, jabbing a finger at Birdie. You are the group leader. Oh, I can infer something is going to happen because he doesn't like this girl. And leaders, I know that they have to manage, well, not manage everybody, but they gotta be like a role model, an example. And if you are not liking another person, you are not such a good role model. Well, he says, I'm just gonna have to go back a little bit and read the other part. Birdie didn't care about being group leader, but he did smile when he saw Cynthia's disappointment. There you go. He's just looking for trouble. That's not nice. Number 8. Captain Nelson handed some papers to each team leader. These are maps of the ship, he said. Learn your way around. Use the ladders where there are hatches, which are the small doors. There you go. If I don't understand this word, which is actually easy, it is explained in the next sentence. The small doors openings, the small door openings on the floor. Those are the hatches. Teach everyone on your team the best routes for getting from deck to deck. And that means like from side to side, I think. Later today, you will be tested. Ooh, they're going to have a test. All right, number 9. Birdie stuffed his map on his pocket. I don't think that is a very good idea. He should have looked at it right away so he can memorize it. Or at least know where to go. Number 10. That evening, as Brody was eating dinner with his teammates, he heard Captain Nelson's voice booming over a loudspeaker. Oh, like the one in school where we get the announcements. Team Brody, report to Area 1, the flight deck as quickly as possible. Maybe they're going to have the first test. Number 11. Brody's team stared at him. They were looking at him. Where's the nearest ladder? A boy named Kyle asked. We have another character here. Brody had no idea. That's why, because he didn't look at the map over there. Let's just go up the way we came down. That is not wise at all. Okay, 13. That's all the way at the edge of this deck, Cynthia protested. Oh, smart girl. We gotta find an inside ladder. One where you pass through a hatch to get to the next deck. The captain is timing us. She knows that it is a test, so I can infer that she's actually smart. This isn't fair, a girl complained. Oh, wait. Let me go back. I made a mistake in here. Who's talking? We've got to find an inside ladder. One where you pass through a hatch to get to the next deck. The captain is timing us. Who do you think this is talking? Is it still Cynthia? Or is it Brody? It's Cynthia. And then it says, this isn't fair, a girl complained. Another girl. How do they expect us to get there quickly if we haven't been taught the way? And she's right. This was the problem. Who was responsible for this? Our main character. I'm going to write down the initial of his name. Brody felt a big lump in his throat. That happens when you're nervous. Come on, we'll figure it out, he told his team. When Brody's team finally reached the flight deck, Captain Nelson was staring at the timer in his hand. Your team took too long to get here, Brody. On a naval vessel, someone's life could depend on how fast you respond. Sorry, sir, Brody said. Panting means that he was out of breath. 18. Let me write it down. Out of breath. Brody, I gave you a map so you could teach your team how to navigate around the ship. Ooh, an underlined word. I'm going to check what they're talking about. Using what I've learned in classes. First, understanding what they're talking about. Second, looking for words that are similar and that I know the meaning of. And once I get to my question, which I will later on, I will just plug it in the sentence. So I'm going to do the first two. I'm going to analyze what they're talking about and think about words that are similar and that I know the meaning of. Brody, I gave you a map so you could teach your team. But what was he supposed to teach the team? They were supposed to know where everything was. They were supposed to know all the paths because the map was about, it was a map of the ship and the latches and the little doors and stairs and all that. So how to get from one place to another. So, there you go. How to get from one place to another. That could be the meaning. Navigate. Navigation. When the ships move from one place to another place, they navigate. So there you go. So they should have learned how to move around the ship. So that is navigate. Let me continue reading. If you had followed others, you would have had a problem responding quickly. I'm afraid your team won't be able to participate in tomorrow's firefighting drill. Aww, they're not going to participate. That is a consequence. This is cause and effect, right? This is what happened. Cause and effect. Oops, letter E. Number 19. Brody looked at his team's faces. I'm assuming they were very disappointed. He deserved every bit of the anger he sensed from them. Oh, they were angry. Please, Captain Nelson, said Brody. This was my fault. John punished my team. He's showing a little bit of remorse. Number 21. On a ship, a team depends on its leader, said Captain Nelson. I'm going to underline that. This sounds like the thing he needed to learn. If the leader is irresponsible, that team suffers. This could be a clue to the theme. All right. Give us another chance, Brody pleaded. Early tomorrow morning, we'll beat all the other teams' times. He wants a second chance. All right, Captain Nelson finally agreed. You are dismissed. Like when the teacher dismisses, right? 24. Before his team members could speak, Brody held up his hand, saying, I know, I did take this seriously, but honestly, I didn't realize we could lose the privilege. This is important. For a moment, no one spoke. Then Kyle sighed. So, where's the map? The team traced the route to Area 1 on paper and then practiced at least 10 times. They were practicing. Practicing is a key. And this little drawing shows me that they were actually doing it from practicing. The next morning, Brody waited for Captain Nelson to summon the team. Finally, the captain's voice boomed over the loudspeaker. Team Brody, report to Area 4. Damage control. This is the second test. Okay. Area 4? Cynthia gasped. That's not what we practiced. Oh my God. It's all right, Brody told his team. I memorized the map. Finally. Follow me like a good leader. I'm going to put a check mark. Captain Nelson raised an eyebrow as he recorded Team Brody's time on his clipboard. Brody grinned because he knew that the team, which he had actually led, had successfully completed its task. I'm going to underline this part over here. They've made it. But there was no time for congratulating himself. He had firefighter gear to put on. Oh, they're going to participate in the other thing. All right, let's move on to the questions. How is Brody able to solve the problem? Okay, I remember that the problem was that they were kind of going to be disqualified, or they were not going to be able to make it to the other test and lose a privilege. So he asked the captain for another chance, and luckily the captain said yes. So now that I have thought about it, I can read my answer choices. I have letter A. Cynthia suggests using inside ladders to reach the flight deck. I don't think that was it. That was actually not a problem. That was what she said when they were in the test. So I don't think this is right. Letter B. The team helps him plan a route to the flight deck. That didn't solve the problem. That is still what they were doing when they were in the test the first time, and that they didn't make it on time, and as a consequence they were not allowed to participate on the next one, and that was the problem. Letter C. Cynthia realizes that the team practiced the wrong route. That was the second chance they had. So, no. Letter D. The captain gives him another chance to lead his team. This is the correct one. And that's what I was thinking. He gave him another chance. I'm super sure. I draw a dot next to the number so I can count all the dots at the end. I make sure that I have enough to pass the test. 32. From events in this story, what can the reader conclude about Captain Nilsson? Oh, I remember we were talking that he was kind of very strict because he was like, tie your shoes and tuck in your shirt. But he kind of seemed a little bit generous because he gave them another chance. So now that I have thought about it, I can read my answer choices. Letter F. He ignores some of the campers. No, he doesn't. Letter G. He likes people to think independently. Oh, okay. I'm talking about a conclusion, an inference, and this is something that you might infer. So I'm not sure if that is the correct answer. It's just a distractor. Because he doesn't tell them what to do or how to do it. That is independence, but let's see. Letter H. He is a good judge of character, but sometimes makes mistakes. He didn't make any mistakes in ours, so I know this is totally wrong. Letter J. He is stern, but reasonable. I have no idea what stern means, but when I see the word but in here, this is something negative, and being reasonable is something positive. I know that he can be strict, but he was also generous because he gave them another chance. This is the distractor, right? This is my correct answer, and I know for sure. I'm gonna draw my little dot in there. Okay, next one. Why does it make sense that Cynthia is disappointed when she isn't chosen as leader? What do I know about that character? She was super happy to be there. She's a smart girl. She has initiative because when she realized that Brody didn't know what to do, she stepped in. So now that I have thought about it, I can read my answer choices. Okay, so Cynthia is disappointed when she's not the leader. A. She likes to be friendly and treat others with kindness. Okay, I don't think that leaders actually have to show those qualities, because I mean you can be friendly and kind, but not a good leader. I don't know. I'm gonna put a circle there because the keywords here will be friendly. I'm not sure. Letter B. She knows how to tie knots and read maps. She knows how to do those things. She knows how to tie knots and read maps. But what does it have to do with being a leader? Letter C. She is eager to participate in the summer camp. This is, yes, super important. Letter D. She knows many facts about our Navy vessels. Oh, I know this is wrong. So, sometimes you don't find the two that are super wrong. You may be a little bit confused, and that is going to happen in the test. Okay, what you need to do is go over the choices again and read the question again. You might have to make sure you understand the question. So I'm looking for a sentence that supports the detail that Cynthia is disappointed. Why would she be disappointed? Because she's friendly and treats others with kindness? Because she knows how to tie knots and read maps? Because she's eager to participate in that summer camp? Okay. From these three choices, I think this is not okay, because being friendly and being friendly doesn't necessarily make you a good leader. She knows how to tie knots and read maps. Does it say that in the story? I remember about the knots, but I don't remember about the maps. I don't think so. I think this is the part that is misleading us. It doesn't say that she knows how to read maps. I think this is the distractor. This is totally wrong. This is totally wrong. And this is my correct answer. So she's so happy to be there. She wants to do all these activities and participate, and she's not the leader. So that actually makes sense that she's disappointed. Okay, let's move on. 34. Which words from paragraph 18? Okay, I'm gonna circle this. I always have to make sure I understand the question. I'm gonna read it again. Which words from paragraph 18 help the reader know what the word navigate means? This is actually not asking me about the meaning of the word navigate. It's asking me for words from paragraph 18. So let me check paragraph 18. Okay, I have paragraph 18 there. I have the word navigate. So I'm looking for words from the paragraph. Let me read it again. Brody, I gave you a map so you could teach your team how to navigate around the ship. Around the ship, the captain said. Okay, I'm gonna read my answer choices. To participate in? No. I know this is not okay. Around the ship, there you go. This could be. Let me continue. Have no problem. No. I don't think so. Have no problem. So this is not okay. And teach your team. No, he has to teach the team how to move around the ship. So navigate is like moving around the ship. So this is not okay. I found my answer. Around the ship. Navigate around the ship means move around the ship. So I understand the word navigating. Be very careful with these kinds of questions. You have to read the question carefully. All right, let's move on. Number 35. Which sentence from the story best shows that Brody realizes that he has been irresponsible? Yeah, he learned that. But it's a sentence from the story, so I just have to read the sentences and see which one supports the idea that he realized, like, oh my God, it was my fault, right? Let's read. Letter A. Let's just go up the way we came down. All right. He's like, let's just do whatever. So, no. Letter B. He deserved every bit of anger he sensed from them. Wow. They were angry, and he knew he deserved it. So he knew he had been irresponsible. There you go. I'm going to put a dot and continue reading. Early tomorrow morning, we'll beat all the other teams' times. Well, no, he's actually here offering an alternative, a solution to the problem. And he's asking for a second chance, so no, that was like a consequence. And letter D, the team traced the route to Area 1 on paper and then practiced it at least 10 times. So, no, because that has nothing to do with it. I have found my answer. He deserved every bit of the anger he sensed from them. He realized they were looking at them very, very upset and angrily. So he was like, okay, I deserve that. It was my fault. I was irresponsible. There you go. Number 36. Before the members of Team Birdie can succeed on a time task, it is necessary for them to... What did they need to do? Well, I remember they had a practice and memorized the map, I guess. So I'm going to read the choices. Remember, make sure you read the question carefully. Make sure you understand what they're asking. Think about a possible answer and then read your choices. Letter F. Learn to use the safety equipment. Okay, keyword in here, safety. It has nothing to do with that. They have to be able to move around the ship and going from one place to another super fast. So, no. Letter G. Demonstrate that they can tie knots. That was not a challenge, not at all. Letter H. Know where the nearest hatch is located. Yeah, so they can move around and go from one place to another. Letter J. Practice skills at different training stations. No, well, actually, this was like the second part of the challenge. If they accomplished the first one, they could participate in the next one. So, this is my answer. And I have to review to make sure. Before the members of Team Birdie can succeed on a time task, it is necessary for them to know where the nearest hatch is located so they can move from one place to another. I'm sure of what I did. That's my thought. All right. Question 37. When Captain Nelson assigns Brody to be a team leader, Brody... Oh, I remember that part. He was like, not so happy, but then he looked at the girl and she was a little bit disappointed and he was like super happy because of that. Okay, I'm going to read my choices now. A. Is pleased that he was selected from among the other campers. I'm not so sure. I don't think so. Thinks Cynthia will try to change the captain's mind. She didn't say a word. Letter C. Seems uninterested in the job. And letter D. Thinks his teammates will not trust him. I don't think that was the problem. Let me go back and see what the story says. Okay, always go back to the text. And I'm going to write down where I found the information. It was paragraph 7. It says, you, said Captain Nelson, jabbing a finger at Brody. You are the group leader. Brody didn't care about being group leader. So he was uninterested in the job. There you go. I know for sure. Okay, and question 38. Read the sentence from paragraph 31, and they are kind enough to place it there for me to read. Brody grinned because he knew that the team, which he had actually led, had successfully completed its task. So that means that he was happy, right? The sentence shows that Brody is, well, I already said that he's happy. I'm going to check the choices. Aware of his mistakes? No. He wouldn't smile because of that. Proud of his performance? Could be, but it was not just his, it was the team's. Amused by other team members? No, they were not telling a joke or anything. And Jay prepared to start a new drill? No. Why was he smiling? Because he was proud. He was sure. Successful and proud. These are words that you can relate.